Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. We have another batch of old, outdated debt that's being released into the market. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to kind of do some research on some of these companies. One of them here is that GE Money. Remember, they were doing the loans, like if you went to Best Buy or the department stores, they were the company that was mainly carrying those department store type credit cards, but they did end up closing. And so the four that I see here is Providian Bank, First Consumer, GE Money, Citibank, and there's some other ones, but let's just talk about these. I want to talk about the three because the Citibank, we know they're good to go. But the other ones, I'm not sure if I heard anything about Providian. But so first, let's go over the amounts. There's $8 million, 8 million and some change, 4,185 accounts. Average charge-off date 2000 to 2009. This is mostly all out of statute of limitations. $1,911 is the average balance. And it said that the uh, previous owners were GE Money was one of them. And GE Money looked like it was acquired by Cerberus, that's Cerberus Capital Management in 2016. So this is something that happened a while back. I remember you used to always hear the GE Money or GE Capital, and this is one here, GE Capital Loans, but they were acquired by this uh, Cerberus company. And then let's see, the other one is Providian Bank. I think they're still going strong. Providian Bank. Oh, well, no, it looks like Providian Bank had some, no, they're still in, but it looks like they sold those accounts away. So what they did is they sold the accounts. Let's see here. It said that they did close, or they didn't close, they changed their name to WAMU. WAMU. So Providian changed over to WAMU, and then I think I've seen those down south in some areas. Uh, and so that's what they ended up doing, and they sold, I guess, sold the batches of debt that they didn't collect. They've been selling those out. Then we got First Consumer. First Consumer, First Consumer Lending. Looks like potentially First Consumer Financial. So First Consumer Financial looks like they're still going. First Consumer Financial look like they specialize. Okay, here we go. Personal loans, boat loans, vacation, home improvement, furniture, medical, auto repair, funeral expense, and education. That's what they specialize in with their loans that they provide. So we can see why a lot of those also ended up into the batch where they had problems with those groups. And then obviously Citibank is still good to go. So if you find yourself getting a demand letter from one of these companies or the other groups, or any demand letter from any third party debt collector, uh, the first thing that you should do is you should check the statute of limitations to see if it's legal for them to be able to collect it from you. That's step number one. All of the states have different statutes of limitation on collecting debt. Let me grab my book here. I wrote this little manual years ago for teaching people how to get out of debt. And just to give you some examples, the state of California for a written contract 2 years. They have 2 years to collect on that before it's out of the legal statute of limitations to collect. Now, one crazy thing though is that for California, for open end type accounts like credit cards, statute of limitations is 4 years. For Alabama, the written is 6 years. For credit cards, it's 3 years. For the state, let me get some high states. Louisiana is 10 years for written contract, but 3 years for open end contract for credit cards. The let's see here, let's get one of the higher states. Kentucky, well, let's see. Rhode Island is 15 years and then 10 years for open end. And South Carolina 10 years and then 3 years for open end. So it varies from state to state on the statute of limitations. So what that means, to clarify, and this is not the statute of limitations to be on your credit report. This is the statute of limitations for them to be able to collect the debt as long as they haven't gotten a judgment against you. So, for example, you had a credit card debt and you live in California and it's past 4 years, the charge off date. You got to look at the charge off date, not when you first got the credit card. We're talking about when the loan went bad and when the credit card company considered it where they're going to take it off of their good books and put it on their bad books as a charge off. That's the date that you need. The way that you can find that out is you can go to my website, your3scores.com, get your credit reports, look in the comments section. These free credit report places don't have all of that information you need to get one that's a paid monitoring service. And you look in the comments and you'll see where it says charge off date. If it's past the legal statute of limitations on that charge off date, then they cannot legally collect that debt from you. And all you have to do is send them a letter stating that they're trying to collect a debt that's past legal statute of limitations to collect in your state. I give you that free letter. The link is below this video. So now, uh, if it's and then if you need to see the list of the statute of limitations for your state, you can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, and you can see the different you go to my blog at the bottom, click on that, and then type in statute of limitations. It'll take you to a page that'll give you the statute of limitations for all 50 states. So now, if it's past the legal statute of limitations to collect, and you know that for sure, you only need to send a letter notifying them of that. You don't need to talk about the debt. You don't need to talk about that, the amounts, none of that. You don't need to get into that because when it's a statute of limitations claim that it's against it, that's the only thing that matters. Now, if it's past the legal statute of limitations, then what you should do when you get that first demand letter is you should send a cease and desist collection activities letter. It's more detailed than just saying cease and desist collection activities. There's these questions that we would like you to ask the debt collector, that you should ask the debt collector that's trying to collect it. And a lot of the times when they read that, they're going to say that they didn't expect you to know that stuff, that know that they have to do this stuff to legally come after you for the debt. And also, just to back up a little bit, if you look at the letter, the demand letter, it's technically not really a demand letter for the debt. It's a letter notifying you that you have a right to dispute the debt, but people get it confused and they say, well, this is a letter demanding for payment, but it's actually a letter giving you the opportunity to dispute. It's notifying you about the debt, but it's giving you the 30-day opportunity to dispute. So if it's past the legal statute of limitations, you want to get my debt validation letter. You want to get my cease and desist collection activities letter. That link is below here. Also, that letter is free. And you send them that letter first to see what response you might come back with. 9 times out of 10, most third-party debt collectors don't want to deal with it. They rather go to somebody easy that's not going to challenge them, that's not going to ask them certain questions, and they'll either send you a letter back saying that they're not going to come after you, or they'll just go quiet and not even respond to it. And regardless, you need to always be aware that they're out there because they can come back at you if they don't write saying that they're going to cease collection activities. And even if they say that they're going to cease the collection activities and not come after you for the debt, be prepared for them to sell it off to someone else, just like this batch was. I'm pretty sure that this batch has been sold over and over and over and over and over again to different debt collectors that just wanted to roll the dice on collecting it. So you need to be prepared. And if you have that letter saying that debt collector number one said that they're not going to try to collect it because they got a cease and desist collection activities letter, and they looked at the standard and they thought that it was not going to pass the standard. So why do you think that this? You're talking to the next debt collector. When you send them a letter, you would say, why do you believe that you can get it when this company here didn't? And then that would make that go away because you would have their letter to also back up uh, the statement that you're making. So that's what you would do. And then if they respond back and they want to continue, then what I want you to do is send a debt validation letter just to make sure that they get everything that's required. And then after that, if they decide to come after you and try to go to court and all that stuff, you just need to be prepared to answer the court summons, which some debt collectors will do that. We've been working on a lot of them lately where they're just choosing to go ahead and take people to court because they know that people either will give up, they won't respond. The ball's really in their favor with people not responding to court summons or just showing up to court without any true response that matters to even get them an opportunity to win. So that's what you would need to do if you get uh, these debt collections. And I make this video over and over and over again because I wanted to just go through your mind because what always happens, this always happens, like somebody new to the channel sees this or someone that where they saw my video but they didn't have a debt collection letter come to them yet, and then all of a sudden they were like, what do I do, what do I do? That's why I make this video over and over, because this is the one that if you can get to if you can get the jump on a demand letter with this information that I'm giving you, it will usually save you all of the other stuff that you have to go through. Because if you don't respond to the 30-day letter, you're giving them uh, permission in a roundabout way. You're giving them the legal right to place that information, that collection, on your credit report. Some people don't know that. Maybe you know that. A lot of people don't know that. So if you disregard the demand letter, even if it's not your collection, you like it's ID theft, you still have to respond, because what they're going to do is they're going to use the information that they got and they're going to place that on your credit reports, because that's what they try to do to get a leg up on making you pay. So if you don't respond the way that the law is written, that your non-response is a response saying that it is you. So that's why these collections end up being on your credit report, is because a lot of times people just don't respond, or they don't respond the right way, and it gives the debt collector the opportunity to throw that on the credit reports. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. If you need help with your credit, I invite you to go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. If you can follow that process, we invite you to become a customer. If you can't, please choose another service. Also, if you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website. It's right here. The link is below here. The number 3scores.com. I really appreciate that, because if you want to work with us, we that credit monitoring service links right in to the software system that we have for our company. So if you need the debt validation letter, the cease and desist letter, the statute of limitations letter, those links are below. I also have my t-shirts. Thank you to people who have purchased my t-shirts. The links are below here also. And I'm going to end it right here, and I'm going to make some more videos to help you make it through the week. Thank you for your time.